Hello again, my friends. Dave D here from DaveD.com, where we help professional services providers get better leads and more clients without spending more money on marketing or working harder. Well, we are now in episode number 3 of how to generate high quality leads in troubled times. And yesterday we talked about specifically how to use synergistic marketing so that we get more bang for our marketing buck. We talked about also how we want to use as many different marketing methods as we possibly can to bring in new customers, clients, or patients. Today, I want to share with you a counterintuitive approach to thinking about lead generation, to thinking about your marketing, that if you actually follow through on what I'm about to tell you, you're going to generate some super high quality leads, and it's going to give you gigantic competitive advantage. In fact, it's going to make you the dominant force in your target market, regardless of what's happening in the economy. Now, before I do that, though, I want to tell you a story. I used to own a karate school. That's right, a karate school. Now, this wasn't one of my best business ideas of all time. In fact, I had only done about 6 months of karate, so I thought I was fully qualified to own a karate school. But anyway, we bought the school and it was in deep trouble, which we didn't know, but that's another story for another day. And we didn't have a lot of money to spend on marketing. In fact, we had almost no money to spend on marketing, but we knew that we needed to generate leads. We had to have prospects coming in to the school so we could close them. And so what could we do? Well, we knew that we could afford to go get, 200 flyers created and go around. And my partner and I, Gino, literally went around door to door, mailbox to mailbox, and put flyers on mailboxes offering a lead generation magnet, which in our case was 2 free weeks of karate with a free uniform. And we did that. And then we had some of our students go and put flyers on the cars in the parking lot that our karate school was located in, because that's what we could do. And then after that, after we started generating a few more leads and getting a few more clients, we said, okay, what else can we do? And I'm like, well, you know what? We can buy a roll of stamps. And so we would literally go buy a roll of stamps or 2 roll of stamps. And I put together a direct marketing letter, which had a grabber on it. And we'll talk about that in future series about grabbers and things like that. But it was something that we knew that we could do. And so then we hand addressed envelopes and we stuffed the letter in the envelope and we sent it out. And so now we had flyers going and then we had a direct mail going. We then thought, well, what else can we do to generate leads that we could actually afford to do? So we set up demonstrations in the parking lot that we were in, because there was a huge supermarket chain that was in there. It was the anchor of this shopping center. And so we did that, and we handed out flyers and we signed up people for 2 weeks there. So here's my point, because what I'm about to tell you, which is counterintuitive, you may be saying, well, you know what? I don't know how I can apply that. But here's the thing I want you to truly understand. You got to do what you can do. So if it's going out and handing out flyers, not handing them out obviously in this day and age, but going and put them on mailboxes, or if it's just getting a roll of stamps, if that's what you can do, that's what you can do. And I think a lot of us get stuck because we hear about all of this stuff that we should be doing. We're like, well, I don't know how to do that, or I can't afford to do that. And that's fine. And when somebody says, well, you can't afford not to do it. Well, that sounds good in theory, but I've been there where I couldn't afford to do the kind of marketing that I wanted to do. So I did everything that I could. And so that's what I want you to do. What can you do that's going to generate new business for you or generate repeat business for you? Now, let's go to the counterintuitive approach. So we want to use as many marketing methods as we possibly can. And this was a game changer for me. And this is how you dominate your market. This is how you become the go-to expert, the go-to authority in whatever market that you're in. And that's this. All of your competitors, almost all of them, are thinking to themselves, their mindset is, what is the least expensive methods that I could use to generate leads? How little can I spend to acquire a new customer, client, or patient? Now, that seems very logical because we all want to spend less. But here's the key. If you want to dominate your market, you want to ask a different question. And the question is this: how much money am I willing to spend, or can I spend, to acquire a customer, client, or patient? You see, the person who is willing and has their business engineered so they can spend more to acquire a customer, client, or patient wins the game. You see, if we're in competition and I have a karate school and you have a karate school, and you're only willing to invest $5 to acquire a new student, but I'm willing to invest $50 to acquire a new student, I win. You can't compete with me because I'm willing to do so much more, and I can do so much more. So the question I always get when I do this at seminars is, well, how do I know how much I can spend? Well, you really need to know what the value of your customer, client, or patient is, what the net value is to you. So let's say the net value of a customer, client, or patient to you is $5,000. Let's just use that as an example. That's the net value. Well, how much money are you willing to invest to get that $5,000 in? And a cool way to think about this is if you could put money in a bank account, right, or in a stock or in an investment, and it would return that much money. So would you be willing to put $1,000 in to make 5,000? Well, most people would say absolutely. Now, I understand that there's other factors involved here, but I think you get the idea. So what you want to do is you want to determine the top number that you will spend to acquire a customer, to acquire a patient, to acquire a client. And then please listen carefully. This is the key. And then you want to use all of the marketing methods that you can that fall at that number or below that number. So if a marketing method costs more, so maybe you're using, for example, email marketing, and that costs you, I'm just going to make up a number, $20 to acquire a customer. And then you're using direct mail, and direct mail costs you $50 to acquire a customer. Well, what will most people do? Most people say, well, you know what, I'm only going to do email. And that's the wrong thinking. You want to do everything you can. So if that $50 number works for you, then you want to do that as well. Now, you do want to track how much it costs per lead source to acquire a customer, client, or patient. But you want to use all of them if they fall at your top number or below. And then you average them together to come up with the average cost to acquire a customer, client, or patient. You see, it was such a game changer for me. So you want to construct your business so that you can spend more money to acquire a customer, client, or patient than your competitors can. And if you do that, you win, especially in today's economy. While everyone is pulling back, if you don't pull back, you are going to dominate, and you're going to set yourself up for success, not only now, but in the future. So if you got some value from today's video, if you liked it, then please do me a favor. If you're watching this on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to have exclusive content only for folks that subscribe to this channel. If you happen to be watching this on Facebook, do me a favor and like the video also. Please comment. If you've got any questions, I'll be happy to answer your questions as well. And if you really got this and you know someone who gets some value from it, share it. Share it with some folks. Hey, thanks so much for watching. And tomorrow in episode number 4, I'm going to be giving you a specific template that you can take and that you can use to start generating some leads immediately. And again, you won't have to opt in for it or anything like that. It's just my gift to you. Thanks for watching. Again, Like the video. If you're watching it on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, comment below. If you're watching this on Facebook, then also like it and share it, and also comment. Thanks so much. I'll talk to you again tomorrow.